And now we get a peek at some of the top players here for this Madden Ultimate Team matchup. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis ready to go in the booth. We hope you're ready to go at the controls. Let's play. Here's the kicker, Jason Myers, to get this one started. And here we go. The Super Bowl of Madden Ultimate Team is underway. Throwing on first down is Carr. It's a shot. He's brought down. Give him 11 on the gain there. Good enough for an Oakland first down. So Dallas Clark with the catch there, and he stands number 4 all-time in Colts history in receptions.
And that goes all the way back to 1953 in Baltimore. Number 4,
yep.
2 of the guys ahead of him are Hall of Famers. That's how impressive that list is that Dallas Clark is on. It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. T.Y. Hilton, the intended receiver, and that takes us from second to third down.
The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
And he comes back with one complete. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up fourth down. Okay, look at this. The punt team nowhere to be found. They're on the sidelines. Offense going to go for this on the opening drive. They do go for it. It's Carr. He finds his target, Terrence Williams. Call it a gain of 13 yards on the play. And they're able to move the chains as they convert on 4th and long. I don't know if I agree with that. I guess they don't care if I agree with that. But, boy, you have to be surprised by that, right?
I definitely was surprised that they decided to go for it in this situation. But they must have either felt like they either had a great play call on or they're trying to show extreme confidence.
The Super Bowl hero, Malcolm Butler, makes a stop.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he'll get it down here to the 43. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area. But they want him involved, just as you said.
Terrence Williams, and all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. Terrence Williams, 43 yards. And the Raiders have taken the early lead.
I know these wide receivers are about flash and dash and high-flying plays, but a good number of them played running back at some point in their career, and that's how they finish off a lot of their big plays, run after the catch.
And this time he finishes off the big play in the end zone. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. One receiver left, that's Allen. They'll come out throwing here on first down. Out to the flat, that's complete to his running back. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, Their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And that's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play. One-on-one matchup if someone's trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball. They think they're going to win those, too.
3 yards to go on second down. Time running out here on the play clock. On second down, here's Miller. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. So the offense has it 1st and 10. They go play action here on 1st down. No, bottled up, fumble. It's out, it's loose.
On plays like this when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
They'll look to throw. Looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. With Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin with you. It's the Jets in possession as we begin quarter number 2 here. And they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And this one complete to Martellus Bennett. 13 yards there on the pickup, and it's 1st down, New York. And now the passing game here in the second quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it now. The confidence is starting to rise. I think now's a play caller. Because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go totally away from running the football, but you do say, guess what? We can throw it. We can throw it well with a whole lot of confidence.
And now the offense operates in the red zone. They'll run it again with Miller. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. 8th play of the drive forthcoming, and they need 8 yards on 3rd down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Throws left side, complete to Keenan Allen. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. And no field goal try here from the red zone. Offense out there. They'll go for it on 4th. They'll run. It's Miller. But he has the 1st down before he's tackled at the 5. 6 yards on the pickup. And the decision to go for it pays off. They've got a 1st and goal. The play clock's running down. They'll try and run for it with Miller. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. 2 minutes to go here in the 1st half. We're back to Baltimore after this. And a really long drive here, and it goes on and on. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this one down inside the 5 to the 3. They get 3 yards closer, but still work to do. It's 3rd and goal.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. They're going to look to throw. Got a man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jets. Their big tight end. A 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Jets are an extra point away from tying this thing up. It's good, and we're all tied at 7 apiece. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. That's fielded in the end zone. Oh, and this is going to wind up a safety. Well, I'm not totally privy to what went on with their offensive meetings, but, Charles, something tells me that one wasn't in the plan.
Yeah, when we had our production meeting, they didn't exactly share that with us, but I'm pretty sure that on the play sheet, the run backwards into your own end zone play was not written down.
And New York set to take the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Underneath for Miller. He can't bring him down.
The weight room does work.
7 yards on the play, and it'll be third down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware, ball may come your way.
They'll run with Miller, and he'll get this down to about the 30, 31-yard line. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be fourth down.
But this was just simply excellent defense. On this third down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stopped them for almost no gain.
And Myers able to knock it through. And that will push the lead up to 12-7. Boy, I guess they're going to keep trying to put the pedal to the metal here. They're going to try an onside kick. So they get the 3, increase their lead to close out the half.
Excellent way to end a drive. Go into the locker room with a little bit of extra momentum after adding 3 to their total.
Now, wait a minute. Did the Jets get it? They did. Well, they just scored. They got the lead, and they decide to keep their foot on the accelerator, so to speak.
Scouting, scouting, scouting. They had to have seen something in their preparation for this game that told them in this situation, if they get the look they like, let's go ahead and go for it anyway. They like being bold.
They'll throw now on the final play. He's got time in the pocket, and he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. And how about this line out of the locker room? An onside kick attempt. And the Jets have got it. A very interesting call and one that backfires. I know they're losing, Charles, but boy, to start the second half with the onside kick, risky.
Felt like a sense of urgency from their side, coupled with, you and I both know the special teams coordinators. They sell their key plays each and every week to the head coach, don't they? And I'll guarantee he's been selling this one. We can get it, coach, we can get it. And that came together with that sense of urgency you talked about.
And Ndamukong Suh makes the tackle. They're trying to establish that running game, but they're really, really having trouble, aren't they?
Yeah, when you're running against a really good 4-3 defense, that means you've got big guys inside who control things. Those big defensive tackles are making it very difficult to find open space.
Again, it's Miller. As he's got this down inside the 40 to the 39. 8 yards on the ground there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 2.
And once again, leverage wins. The offensive line, lower than the defensive front. They moved them and found some good space for the guy carrying the ball.
They'll need to get the play off quickly. They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. Dumps it complete to Miller. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first.
Not an ideal spot to be on first down, but I love that the play caller did not immediately abandon the running game and say, okay, we've got to throw in order to pick it up. Stayed with the run, was rewarded with a big-time pickup. Now they're in second and manageable.
Back to throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Eric Kendricks able to drop him for a loss of 4.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop it.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player. And that's understanding where the markers are, because it's not just running to them. Because on the catch, you can actually be pushed back before the first down. It's getting past it and allowing that opportunity to drift back towards the first down line and still having picked it up. Really well run.
A gain of 4 on the play, and it'll be a second down.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
Play clock winding down. They just do get the play off as he'll look to throw. That's caught at the 1. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
They come out here in the eye. They'll try to punch it in with Miller. And he is in. Touchdown, New York. Lamar Miller taking it in. And the Jets are going to add on to their lead. Oh, it's a fake. They'll try and throw for it. And would you believe it? This is caught in the end zone. And the fake extra point works to extend their lead by 2. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And the last time they had the football, they surrendered 2 points on the safety. They don't want to do that one again.
No, not at all. It's almost like a bases clearing double, isn't it? Give up a couple of runs.
Sure.
just messes things up for you offensively. But now they've got to go ahead, take it, set it aside, and move forward.
Unable to connect on the first down pass play. Now it's second down.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit and it forced an incompletion.
Defense has set themselves up nicely. 3rd and 10 now. Throwing his car on 3rd down. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And his guys are going to take over.
My second body cost a lot. After I bought it, I just wore it home. Reading philosophy and gossip rags. Spending my bottom dollar on my toes. I'm a pacifist who's never not been pacified. I'm a piece of... It's a point of pride. I'm the super rich complaining I want more in life. Cry, baby, cry, oh, cry, baby, cry.
Brandon Gaud and Charles Davis ready for this Madden Ultimate Team matchup as you get a peek at some of the big players in today's game, and you're a big player in today's game as well. Let's get the party started. Here's Travis Coons now ready to get this one started. And here we go. The Super Bowl of Madden Ultimate Team is underway. That'll be taken in the end zone.
So many times during the course of a game, Brandon, the special teams actually helps out their offense. Not in this case. They did them zero favors with that return.
Very tough spot here for the offense to start. Now a first carry for Lamar Miller. And he'll take this forward only up to about the 7. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
And a quick throw here. That's complete. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. Dallas Clark back in his day so good at catching red zone touchdown passes, but he's also very good in the middle of the field, anywhere on the field.
Absolutely fearless. Could absorb hits, absorb contact, not get knocked off of routes, and find a way to make catches and big plays to give them a big-time advantage. Not bad for a former walk-on linebacker at the University of Iowa.
Now it's Miller looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. Time running out here on the play clock. They'll run it now out of the gun. And the window closes quickly. He'll only get up to the 22-yard line. A gain of a yard gets them back where they started. Now it's 3rd and 10.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things. But the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Looking for Fitzgerald, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Ryan Shazier. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
Really nice starting field position here for the play clock down to 5, and they're going to burn a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. And they'll start this drive with very good field position. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. After the interception, here's Smith. And this one caught by Travis Kelce. It's a gain of 7, and it'll be 2nd down.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end. A guy that you can line up anywhere. In the slot, out wide, in tight. Doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
There he was in the slot for the catch. So Amari Cooper out of Northwestern High School in Miami making a nice play there.
And it's so funny that when I was going through the draft process when he came out of Alabama and was inquiring about him and his...
Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And I do believe this is going to wind up a safety. It is. It's a safety. How about that for a wacky play?
Partner, I know I'm supposed to really describe what happened there. I'm counting on you for this one. That was one weird play.
Well, what I was going to ask you, in these situations, shouldn't these guys just dive on the football around the goal line rather than try to make a heroic return?
That's what they're taught, but sometimes in the heat of battle, sometimes that heroic stuff comes to the front when you really don't need it.
And remember, following the safety, you give the football up as well, and they free kick it from the 20 now. The Chiefs offense now making their way back onto the field. And so close to hitting pay dirt last time. Fumbling down near the goal line. Now, how does that affect their psyche this time around?
It's a tester, that's for sure, because to be that close and come away with no points is really disappointing, not just for the guys on offense, but the defensive players, too, who thought, hey, we're going to put some points up and have a little momentum going. They've got to find a way to just get it out of their minds, let it go,
short-term memory,
and move on to the next series.
And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
Really Nice play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball, but for the guys on the offensive line, they're doing a nice job. But when a guy hops in the air and goes airborne.
And now the ball's loose. Smith loses it, and the Jags grab it. And they are going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. The Jaguars getting set to go. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. One receiver left, that's Allen. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Larry Fitzgerald from 21 yards away. And once again, the Jaguars are back out in front. Jason Myers now for the extra point. And it's now a 7-2 ball game. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. And out come the Chiefs now. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
Well, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. To the right side, it's Kelsey. No gain on the play there. It'll be 2nd down. So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. 2nd down and 10. Out of the gun, Smith. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. It's a gain of 5. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down.
All right, I'm doing my rudimentary math here. That's his 3rd catch here in the 1st quarter. I don't know if it's just game plan or he's just finding his way open.
Well, maybe a little of both. Call it a gain of 10, and they pick up the 1st.
Partner, you know most routes are timed out or measured precisely. But when you know where the 1st down marker is, you tailor your route to that, don't you? That was 3rd and 5, and they picked up enough for the 1st down.
Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin as the Chiefs in possession of the football as we begin the 2nd quarter. They've got it 2nd and 4 to start things out. Kelsey out in the slot right. And the back goes into motion. Again, Smith. And he's got Cooper on the out route. That's complete. 15 yards through the air and a 1st down.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
Smith. It's Kelsey on the ground. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and it'll make it 2nd down.
I know the halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's his 5th catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end. And he checks this one down to Williams. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Give him 8 on the play, and it'll make it a 2nd down. Quick pass play there on the slant, Charles. Works out well for the offense.
The offense loves it. The defender hates it. Hard to get through the body of the receiver.
And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. Travis Kelsey from 19 yards away. And the Chiefs are once again going to retake the lead. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. To throw is Smith, and this will be caught. as they convert here for two. Coons on now to kick this one away following the score. This is taken about 7 yards deep. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. And they're going to need another score. Got one last time, but still down here.
When you're playing catch-up, every possession becomes crucial, doesn't it? It's vital. Get back out on the field, punch it in the end zone again. They know it's not easy, but what they do have going for them, they did score the last time. They think they've got a good formula working.
And what about the defense?
Well, now you're just saying to yourself, okay, give up a score last time. What adjustments do we need to make to slow them down now and get the ball back for our own offense? Is it more pressure? Is it more zone? What do they have to do? They're trying to figure that out themselves.
We'll see if they can figure that out right here. On first down, he'll drop to throw. Setting up the screen for Miller. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory.
The screen was executed and completed, but where's the worry on the play? How many times is a quarterback going to get hit? Because offensive linemen have to do an acting job of making sure it looks like they're whiffing on blocks. But you got to slow them down a little bit, because if you don't, that's a lot of big guys coming at your quarterback in a big, fast way. And boy, he can get hurt.
Back to throw now on first down. Flushed out right. And he'll just chuck this one up into row G. It's incomplete.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. Miller. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll set up a third down.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
And the defense searches for one more stop here after the run on second down. And an extra DB here for the Chiefs on third down.
Pass situation.
And he dropped it. Now it was tipped. Altered the ball a little bit, but he dropped it. And now fourth down.
But partner, anytime someone tells me that fundamentals are leaving the game, I'm going to show them this play, because they couldn't get to the passer. So what do you have to do? Get your hands up in the passing lane, and they batted it away on a third down attempt.
And Myers able to knock it through, and that will knot us up at 10. So it's a 7-play drive, but it stalls out in the end.
Let's credit the defensive front seven. They were a little leaky at the start of the drive, but they stiffened toward the end.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. And now here comes Kansas City. Good drive last time. Really effective passing the football. Do you maybe mix it up, now go to the ground game and surprise the defense a little bit?
I would anticipate the defense making some changes, but I wouldn't necessarily just absolutely go in the opposite direction. They're doing so well throwing the ball.
Yeah,
I wouldn't change it up until they showed me a reason to do so.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. Call it a pickup of 7, and that'll bring up second down. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. Here's Smith now on second down. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. They dial up the corner blitz that time, and it delivers to the tune of a 9-yard loss. So now a 3rd and 12 with an extra defender here in the secondary, a nickel look. And that is incomplete. Amari Cooper, his intended receiver, and that brings up 4th down.
But no second guessing the call here. It was 3rd and long, so throwing the football was probably the smart play to try and pick it up. But they don't get it, and now the defense goes off the field feeling pretty good about themselves, gaining some momentum as they force them into a likely punting situation.
They are going for it. It's Smith. He's got a man. It's Williams. It'll be a gain of 15 on the play. And on 4th and long, somehow they're able to keep the drive going. Now a first down throw. It's Smith. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. And now out come the Jags. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And almost intercepted. It would have been his second pick of the game. Instead, it'll be second down. So they just got the football on an interception. They almost gave it right back the same way.
And, you know, when you look over to the bench after that type of a play, number one is pure relief. Didn't give it up. But it's not the coach you're worried about yelling at you. It's those guys on defense who just intercepted the pass who want to break over there. Hey, take care of the football, man.
He's got time. He's going to take another shot here. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. They'll throw now on the final play. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. So we have reached halftime here at a good one. 10-10 is our score. As we'll send you down to Orlando as we check in with Larry Ridley and our EA Sports halftime report. Larry? Here comes the Chiefs offensive unit as they'll have it to begin quarter number 3. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. On 1st and 10, Smith. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
So much of this game is focus and concentration. And whenever I see guys running the in route, I know that in the back of their mind, they're always wondering who's lurking inside that might put a big hit on them as they try and catch the ball.
Back to the air. Smith on 2nd down. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Amari Cooper, the intended target. And it's 3rd down. Well, pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides, where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
Steps away to his left, and the 3rd down pass falls incomplete.
So many offenses want to include their running backs into their passing offense and be able to swing the ball out or check it down to them. But sometimes those guys are just not as comfortable catching the ball as they are running it.
Halfback sent in motion. They're going to go for it. It's Smith. And it is incomplete. A surprising move to go for it. Predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And the Jags take over in terrific field position. And a great spot to start this drive from here. They'll try and get the run game going. This is Miller. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Well, they know how to protect the pass, but sometimes cornerbacks, they can also stop the run, can't they?
Is that what we call a complete corner? Yeah, because we're so used to these guys just being defenders in the pass game. How about the guys who can come up and make the tackles? That's what we just saw there for no gain, too.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. He hit his first one, this from 44 yards out now. And Myers able to knock it through, and they will take the lead at 13-10. So they don't get a touchdown here on this opening drive of the third quarter, but I think you still say mission accomplished as they come away from it with the lead.
Absolutely. You got to apply the pressure here, make the other guys play catch-up for a while, and now you just hope your defense can step up and protect the lead.
And now here comes Kansas City. And on that last drive, went for it on fourth, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on fourth down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
Throwing is Smith. Caught. Kelsey, left side. And he's brought down. 15 yards there on the catch and run.
And there's a completion to Travis Kelsey. I think he's starting to come into his own as a tight end and as a player, and that makes his quarterback, Alex Smith, really happy.
Now a first down carry. It's Williams. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
When we talk about Luke Kuechly, you can't talk about his overall game without talking about his intelligence and how he controls the whole defense. He quarterbacks that defense, and at times will actually make checks, just like a quarterback would on offense to get them into the right defense. They definitely were on that play. How about that finish, holding that to a minimal gain? I think that's a big-time play there because the slant route is really hard to cover because the timing is so quick. But able to see it, diagnose it, and get to the football, that's why he's able to bat it away.
It'll be a gain of 7, but I'd imagine we'll see the punt team here on 4th down.
Okay, he didn't break down one all the way, but you got to know that he feels like he's right on the verge. And that's probably exactly what he's telling them in the huddle right now.
They'll run it with Williams. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And this defense will take over right at midfield. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set here. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try and increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
Lamar Miller. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. He rifles one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line. So now here are the Chiefs as their offense makes their way back out onto the field. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to get a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say maybe makes that offense feel good when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball.
2nd down following the incompletion. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Stepping up, he'll try and run. And he's going to take this one down inside the 45. A nice job to get 8 there after the incompletion, and now they'll look at a 3rd and 2 coming up. We're back now in KC. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point, just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. 3rd down now following the run. Kelsey out in the slot right. They stay on the ground this time. It's Williams. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Andy Reid, some say always unpredictable, and here he says we're going for it on 4th down. They come out here in the eye. They'll sneak it with Smith. They'll give him a yard on the play, and they're able to convert here on 4th and inches. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up.
And this is a spot where you have your offense stay out there to get those few inches. It's too long for a field goal. It's not worth punting. So this is the right decision as far as...
Oh, no, he lost the football. But it looks like the Chiefs are going to get it back. I'll call it luck or skill, whatever the case is. They're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. I mean, they don't care if it was luck or skill. Boy, the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground, whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you maintain possession, that's all you're looking for.
After the run, Smith going to throw. Completes it right side to Cooper. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
When you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a...
And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Stephon Diggs, 31 yards. And the Chiefs have taken the lead here in the 4th. And how about that, giving us our 5th lead change of the game? It's been back and forth.
No doubt about it, and right now, they're ahead, but they can't relax at all, because if we've had 5 lead changes, I'm kind of betting on a 6th.
Yeah, we might see a 6th. And he will be marked down right there at the 20-yard line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The safety blitz staged to perfection that time as they sack him for a loss of 6. And let's see what the defensive coordinator may have up his sleeve here to try to get this final last stand and win this football game. Looking to throw. Setting up the screen for Miller. And he'll go down after losing yardage at the 10. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. Around 2 minutes to go, and if the D can hold them, that'll end this one.
We always think about the offense attacking. In this case, I'm looking for the defense to do the same.
He'll look to throw, and he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's brought down after a good gain. And now a first down following that long gain. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. A first down carry now for Miller. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. And now they're in the hurry-up. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give him a new set of downs.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I'll bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
He's back to throw. And complete on the right side to Bennett. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
Yeah, interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. A group of Chiefs there to make the stop that time.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage encourage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack. We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. They'll look to throw. This one complete to Giovanni Bernard. And he gets this down to the 18, good enough for a first down. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. They go back to the ground now with Miller. And he's brought down. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up 1st and goal.
Well, so much for him being bottled up throughout the day. Finally finds a way to break through and get a really nice gain. The defense had felt great about what they had going.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Well, just play after play after play on this long drive for the offense.
Let's go.
2nd and goal from the 1. Here's a give to Miller. And he's across for the touchdown, and it's likely the game winner here in the closing stages.
I think what we just saw in that drive, partner, is great practice.
And now it's blocked. Another extra point opportunity here. Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call. Mark off the 5 and keep it moving.
Now another shot here at the PAT. He's got it, and this is indeed up to a 3-point lead. After the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. And they're going to have really good starting field position here as that's taken up close to the 40. And now here comes Kansas City. So you're right there, but obviously the clock is not your friend. How do you handle this situation?
You're thinking 2 plays. 1 to get yourself in position for the second one, whether you're able to get into field goal range or you have to try another deep pass, another Hail Mary. But you're trying to get the first one to a receiver, get out of bounds, and give yourself a chance to set things up for an easier shot at it.
Let's see if they can do it. Might be easier said than done. Kelsey out in the slot right. On 2nd down, Williams. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. So 2nd down was a run play. Now let's see what they do on 3rd. They run it again with Williams. And he's got the first down yardage there as he takes it just across midfield.
Show me what you like. Put money, I can match it for you. I'm in this all white fit, looking like a brick and all them zippers on a jacket on you. He got a thing for a Latin. He wanna hear a little Spanish in it. I told him it ain't practice it. I'm about to fill it with the Spanish. Rock up with the click and I ain't looking like the side in this. I'm the opposite cause I'm the main event in boxing and it has the time been ticking. I've been out here playing my position. I'm about to get it now. Ain't no one about to block the hit. Cause someday, something come along. Someone tell me I'm somewhere doing alright. Somewhere, somebody that someone, somebody that one day will be the love there for a minute. Bet you want a girl to keep it independent, and I know you gotta like a girl that's this appealing. Get you caught up in the moment, then I'll get you in your feelings. Tell your boys that you gon' meet them later on. Both of us are so taxi, leave the meter on. First time you out in Cali, never tried no strong, so you gon' have some stories to tell when you take it back home and tell them one time, Snowy always showed you what it's like. Leave you sleepy like the call the umpire. Get you out and get you rolling.
Charles and I settled here in the booth. This should be a fun one. Madden Ultimate Team matchup as you get a look at some of the stars here of today's game. Let's get right to it. Now the elder statesman of the NFL, Adam Vinatieri, set to get us started. And here we go. The Super Bowl of Madden Ultimate Team is underway. On the return, here's the dangerous Cordero Patterson. And he's going to get taken down inside the 10 at about the 8-yard line.
One guarantee I can absolutely make is that all week in preparation, the coach kept telling his team, we're on the road. Don't do anything to bring the crowd into it. And that's exactly what they just did. A bad return, and now the home team crowd, they are fired up.
On the ground, this is Lamar Miller. And a short gain here across the 10 to the 12. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Not a big run on the first play of the drive, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was a bad play. Sometimes you're just trying to settle in, get your guys a little bit of contact, and get things moving.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is going to lose yardage here. So he loses 3 yards there. Now third down.
Brandon, that play ended so fast, it's almost as if the quarterback handed it to the runner, and the tackler was there right away for a loss of yardage.
Surveying the field. Call that a loss of 7 to bring up 4th. Here's Jacob Shum now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. Jones on the return. Officially, that'll be a 63-yard punt. Well done. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Rodgers now on 1st down. And his first pass is incomplete. His big tight end, Tyler Eifert, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Whenever I see a drop like that, I have to kind of take a step back and check myself a little bit. So used to seeing those big guys make big-time spectacular plays that when they drop one, I have to remind myself, we ask a lot out of these guys. Block and catch the football, not easily done in today's NFL.
And the pitch goes to Miller. Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up.
In today's NFL, you hear all the time about stretching the field and creating space in order to run plays. A toss play will help accomplish that because now you're pushing a defense to chase you all the way to the edges and to the sideline. That's a nice run, probing now early to try and get things done later.
Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. Give him 6 on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down.
They dialed up the screen pass on 3rd down, and for a second, it looked like it was all going to come together, and they had a chance to pick up a 1st down, but the defense got there and finished it off.
Here we go on 4th down with Rodgers. And Eifert has it. Give him 7 on the play, and on 4th down, they're able to convert and move the sticks.
I know they got the 1st down, but Brandon, I still don't like the call going for it there. Yeah, they got it, but I would have punted the ball there, played some field position. I mean, it's okay to end drives and kicks, right? You know, we've heard that from different guys before. Remember, a kick's either a punt, right, field goal, or a point after touchdown. It's okay to end it in a kick.
Looking for Baldwin, intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. 4 yards remaining now on 2nd down. This is Miller. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. Less than a minute to go here in a scoreless first quarter to this point.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. So the offense readies for a 2nd and 4.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge, whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end, in the direction they want to run the football? If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
Elliott. And he's going to get the first down as they bring him down at the 23. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. Back with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Mexico City football to begin quarter number 2, and they've got it here with a first down. They'll toss it to Miller. And they'll get him down right about the 20. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. They control the clock, they control the ball.
Looking for Baldwin, intercepted. It's the Pro Bowler Luke Kuechly that picks it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how the defense reacts. It may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got a look at them, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
See if they open things up. Let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch. 2nd down following the run. And the play clock's running down. They'll look to throw. They'll roll him out right. And this is going to be caught. No, they say it's incomplete. Larry Fitzgerald was the intended target. 3rd down here. And there we saw rolling right out of the pocket. Maybe his momentum taking him toward that sideline led him a little too far.
Yeah, that is difficult, isn't it? Plus, you're closing down your space, right? You're shortening the field for your receivers. And their inclination is to go towards the sidelines as fast as the quarterback is as well. Hard for them to throttle down and leave themselves with enough room to stay in bounds and catch the ball.
And that one good for 16 yards and a first.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. 2 minutes remain in a scoreless first half. We're back to Lambeau following these words. And some extras coming up on the line here, readying for the blitz. They'll look to throw here. Flush to his right. He's going to let this go deep. Try to force it to Allen, and it's intercepted. And it's Clinton Dix with a pick. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line. And here now the offense heading back out there. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it?
They completed the screen, but one of the things you worry about is can the quarterback get rid of the ball before he's actually tackled? So your offensive linemen have to hold up the rushers a little bit because you want to make sure you keep your guy's jersey clean throughout the game.
Rodgers going to throw. Caught. Eifert over the middle. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
And the grab made by Doug Baldwin. It'll be a gain of 6, and that'll bring up a 3rd down.
Some think that teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. And sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant.
And now the Jags defense deciding to call a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2. They come up in an offset eye. Throwing now is Rodgers. And he will have a 1st down here at about the 40.
I don't care how many times you tell the story, it never loses its luster for me. Doug Baldwin, undrafted out of Stanford, and plays like a #1 receiver should in the NFL. I don't care how you cover him. I don't care that his size isn't great. He's the one that typically comes up with the football.
Absolutely. His roots go all the way back to Gulf Breeze. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. They keep it with Miller on 1st down. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Now a handoff to Miller. And they'll get him down here at about the 5-yard line. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. And the Jags have 5 in the secondary here on 3rd down. Now it's Rodgers, and that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here.
On any passes in the middle of the field, anyone who's going after the football is going to be conscious that it's probably going to be contested and often physically. Sometimes that leads to drops.
And it's caught. Touchdown. Tyler Eifert as the first half is winding down. And his guys have taken the lead.
And that touchdown gives them a touchdown lead before they attempt the extra point. What a great way to end the half.
Yeah, great job to put themselves in front. And now, see on the sideline, special teams defense scrambling, saying we want to preserve this for the final moments of this 2nd quarter. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Jags offense now gets set and heads back onto the field. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Defense really showing respect to the deep ball here, playing off the receivers. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And Cooks has it over the middle. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Now the defense definitely showing blitz here. They go play action here on 1st down. Looking left side. He's got it. Complete. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. So with 1 second left in the half. Now hang on here. Timeout called by the defense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. And his kick is good. Oh, he just did tuck it into the bottom of that left corner. So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these 2 teams at the break. As we send you down to our EA Sports Studios in Orlando, where we find our man Larry Ridley with our halftime report. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now this offense ready to head back out there. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. To throw, it's Rodgers. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
Looked like they had an opportunity for a big play across the middle, but he didn't have the concentration or the focus necessary and dropped it before he could haul it in.
Des Bryant, the intended receiver, and that brings up fourth down.
So the defense forces a 3-and-out, but they got some help along the way. They threw it on first down, and when they were unsuccessful, it became second and long. Didn't get it again on another pass. Went third and long, and they almost had to put it in the air. They may want to rethink some strategy going forward.
Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Jags take over in terrific field position. A look at the offense now here, coming back out on the road for their first possession of the second half. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. They'll drop to throw. Fitzgerald bringing it in over the middle. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up first and goal.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-armed guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
First and goal. Defense with their backs against the wall. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. A nice pickup of 6 there to get him closer to the end zone, and it'll be second and goal.
Here we go.
And they'll give Miller another crack. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Only a couple yards there, and that's going to set up a long third and goal. Defense showing blitz. Defensively, I think they can smell a stop. Ball right around the 5 here, brings up third.
And I think what they've done is they put doubt in the minds of the offensive guys. What do we do? Because now you don't have a go-to play. Either side they pick, throwing it, running it, it won't be easy.
And Myers able to knock it through, and that will tie things up at 6-6. So they come away from this opening drive in the third quarter with only 3, but at least it does draw them back level.
And that has to be job one. A touchdown certainly would have been nice. But here, you get back on even terms, and now you get the rest of the second half to try and get yourselves in front.
So out now comes the offense back onto the field. And last time we saw them go for it in kind of an unusual situation. It's not like it's a fourth quarter do or die. They went for it, didn't get it. We'll see how that affects them this go-around.
Partner, I'm wondering if we're starting to see the effects of analytics coming into play here, where people are studying the number of possessions, how many times you should go for it, what position it leaves your team in. Maybe we're starting to see a little bit of that creeping into the NFL game.
Yeah, I think we've seen it in other sports, maybe into the NFL now as well. 10th carry now for Lamar Miller. And he'll get this only up to about the 35. Call it a gain of 3, but not enough to move the sticks. It'll be third and about a foot or 2.
Well, I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up your play action and throw the football. You control the clock because you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game. I don't know about you, but I like this call. 3rd and inches, and instead of worrying about getting it back to a running back and maybe there's some penetration from the defensive front, just go ahead and take it, move forward, and pick up the first down.
And as we say often, it shows confidence in your offensive line. Always got some breathing room. And he's brought down. 11 yards on the pickup, and that'll be good enough for the first.
Well, how many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, You got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary. And that led to a really nice game.
From midfield, here's Rodgers. Setting up the screen for Miller. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. So here we go, 1st and 10 now. Back now at Lambeau. All even as we get ready to start the 4th. First down and 10 now for the offensive group. They come up in an offset eye. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he'll bring this one inside the 35. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
They got 2 of the 3 they needed there, and leaves them with 3rd and just a yard. This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard. They'll try to run for it with Miller. Give him a yard on the play, and he's definitely short. It'll be 4th down and a few inches. Tie game, 4th quarter, and they're going for this thing on 4th down. Rodgers with a keeper. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and they're able to convert here on 4th and inches.
It would have been a long field goal attempt, so when you only need a few inches, this, to me, is the right decision. And they wind up picking up the conversion on 4th down.
Time for a break. We'll come back and see how it all shakes out after this. Long drive. The defense just cannot seem to catch a break and get off the field. Miller will get it. He has been busy today. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
You have to give big-time credit to the cornerback on that play. Most of them like to just sit back and say, I'm playing pass. But he...
And now the Jags defense deciding to call a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. To throw is Rodgers. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he gets the 1st down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11. And now the Jags going to signal for another timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. And on the ground they go with a running back. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. On 2nd down, here's Miller. And they'll get him down here at about the 5-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go. And the seemingly endless drive continues. An extra defensive back in the game now here for 3rd and 4. Now a toss right to Miller. And that's a touchdown as they've broken our tie here in the final minute of the 4th.
Well, any thoughts about overtime have ended at this juncture. That touchdown puts them up 6. I would imagine they'll kick the extra point now and rely on their defense.
Yeah, rely on their defense. So a little bit of time left on the clock here in the 4th, but they got it. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Super Bowl 49 hero Malcolm Butler. And it's been a Terry now to kick it away after the touchdown. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. 1 possession game. Time very much a factor. How does the offense handle this situation?
Well, in a lot of cases, they should be somewhat relaxed. And I know that's counterintuitive because this is a pressure situation. But this is Friday practice every week of the season. You go over this situation, having to go...
It's caught inside the 25. And he's taken down deep in their territory. And the defense with their backs against the wall a little bit here as the offense is in the red zone. He'll look to throw. And this is caught. Touchdown. And now they're an extra point away from winning this thing in the final seconds.
And now we've got a tie game after that touchdown. And you and I both know what that means. Extra point in this situation, this little time left takes on some extra emphasis, doesn't it?
It does indeed. Now inside the final minute, can they get it and hold on? So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this fourth quarter. This is taken at his 4. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Out comes this offensive unit as they get set to take over here. They have a little bit of time here to get in the field goal range. Not much. A tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk-reward, okay? If you go for it.
And this is going to be intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. Out comes the Jaguar offense now as they get set to take over. They can still get into field goal range, partner. They got to work quickly, though.
I agree with you totally. Find a way to get the ball downfield and out of bounds. In a perfect world, they know what hash they want to get to for their kicker, and they already know the distance that he feels comfortable. That'll dictate what they do on offense.
See if they can get in his range. So now this one will rest on the right foot of Jason Myers. 2 seconds on the clock. This for the win. And his kick is good. He knocks through his 3rd field goal of the game.
Yeah, I've been killing it. Yeah, I've been hard in the paint, not a single assist. Yeah, I've been flicking that wrist. Yeah, I've been now they with this. Yeah, I've been killing it. Yeah, I've been hard in the paint, not a single assist. Yeah, I've been flicking that wrist. Yeah, I've been now they with this. Yeah, I've been yeah, I've been flicking that wrist. Yeah, I've been killing that, flicking that wrist. Yeah, I've been killing that. Yeah, I've been hard in the paint, not a single assist. Yeah, I've been flicking that wrist, flicking that wrist. Let me tell you about the young man. Matter of fact, I'ma let Push tell that. Take it about the old man. Had to change her heart and then fell back. Old man lived a long life. Walked around with a long way like Jesus, that Colombiana. That's mere models like. Look at the flick of that wrist. I'm feeling like Leonardo. Let me paint the picture. I might need a bottle. On the road to success, I can feel the throttle. That Michelangelo, hundreds in the envelope. Type when I write. And that old man had to change her heart. Wish he knew it back from the start. Like, looked around, seen his wife on the military all over the whole compound. Soon as he seen it, I swear it, I mean it. My man was gone quicker than Domino's. He in jail. Everyone falling like dominoes. Yeah, I've been killing it. Yeah, I've been